Good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News. You're with me, Sarah Fonseca. But before we head into our stories, first we'll take a look at headlines in detail.
Elections Commission warns of strict action against government officials absconding election duties. Final rites of Venerable Bellanvilla Vimaratna Thera to be conducted this afternoon. South Africa's ANC leader holds direct talks with President Zuma over a transition of power.
Over 75,000 government officials are to be deployed on election duty. Additional Election Commission M.M. Mohammed said the officials will be reporting the election centres tomorrow. He added strict actions will be taken against any officials for absconding duties.
Under Article 104 of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka are bound to assist the Elections Commission in conducting a free and fair election. If the Elections Commission does not receive the due to assistance from these officials, the law allows a 3-year prison sentence and a fine of 100,000 rupees to be handed down using Article 104. Thereby, all officials who have been appointed should report to their respective election centres on the instructions of the District Returning Officer or Elections Commission. If an official who has been appointed on election duty does not report to work, he or she shall be subjected to disciplinary inquiry following the election.
Train services along the Kalini Valley Railway line were disrupted due to derailment near the Maharagama railway station.
The railway control room said the train bound from Kosgama to Colombo Fort had derailed, causing delays to 3 trains bound to Colombo Fort from Avisavella, Hobagama and Paduka. Measures to restore the derailed train back on track are underway.
According to reports, poor maintenance on Chinese train carriages in Sri Lanka have resulted in faulty brake systems.
General Manager of Railways Mahanama Abhay Vikrama said the fault was revealed by the committee appointed to look into the brake systems. 2 trains with the Chinese carriages were taken on a test run recently under the supervision of the committee. It was later made mandatory that all train carriages imported from China go under extensive inspection before leaving the motive power depot. General Manager of Railways Mahanama Abhay Vikrama said the committee had revealed the engine's driver's handling of the brake systems also affects its functions. The Department of Railways said it has taken measures now to import train carriages from Romania for the Colombo-Batikolo train instead of China.
The final rites on the mortal remains of Venerable Professor Bellanvilla Vimaratna Thera is scheduled to be conducted at the Sri Javardhanapura University grounds this afternoon.
The Anunayaka of the Kote Sri Kalyani Samagri Dharma Sangha Sabha, Professor Venerable Kotupitiye Rahula Thera said the vehicular procession carrying the mortal remains of Venerable Professor Bellanvilla Vimaratna Thera will leave at 1:30 this afternoon. Large crowds have been gathering to pay their last respects to the late Venerable Thera. Meanwhile, the police said a special traffic plan has been put in place for the vehicular procession. The police headquarters said vehicular movement on the Borlas Kamua, Ratnapitiya and University Mawata roads will be limited from 1 p.m. this afternoon until the vehicular procession reaches the Sri Javardhanapura University grounds. They request that commuters use alternate routes to avoid inconvenience.
Officers of the Anti-Narcotics Unit of Chill Out Division have raided a distillery which was manufacturing moonshine using ammonia.
The distillery was being run in a house in the Veerahene area in Marvilla. 2 suspects were taken into custody during the raid along with 200 kilograms of ammonia, 600 kilograms of sugar and equipment used to distill the liquor. The suspects are residents of Mulativ and Vennapur. According to reports, the moonshine was in polythene bags and were to be sold and distributed in the Kandy, Kurunagala and Negombo areas. Our correspondent said the suspects and the seized items were handed over to Marvilla Police for further investigations. Meanwhile, officers of the Northwestern Province Excise Office also successfully raided an illegal distillery in the Bantaranaka area in Malkaduava. The raid was conducted based on a tip-off received by the Operations Centre of the Presidential Task Force on Drug Prevention. It said a suspect was arrested along with 800 litres of Goda. The suspect and the seized goods will be produced before the Kurunagala Magistrates Court.
Farmers in Andhra complained that the Agrarian Service Centre, which was constructed for the agrarian community in Galnava, Andhra, has not been declared open for close to 5 years since its completion.
The Agrarian Services Centre, for which already water and electricity facilities have been obtained, was constructed in 2013. The farmers say as this Agrarian Services Centre has not been opened, they are forced to travel around 15 to 20 kilometers to reach the Nagampa Agrarian Services Centre. These are valuable resources. It's a shame they are being destroyed.
I can't walk. I have to walk for 7 kilometers.
We have experienced difficulties at the Nagampa Agrarian Services Centre. It will be easier for the villages of Hunupolgagama, Nelupatgama, Siambalavava, Mullantatua if you could open this for us.
Police arrested an individual for allegedly attempting to bribe the police OIC of Hambe Gamua. Police said the arrested suspect is a candidate contesting the local government election from Vallavai electoral. The suspect had tried to pay the bribe to withdraw a case being heard at the Vallavai court pertaining to a personal dispute with his wife. The suspect had told officials of the commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption, claiming the OIC had asked for a bribe and gone to the police with the bribery officials. Later, when the suspect was paying the bribe, the OIC himself had taken the suspect and bribery official into custody. The statement was recorded from the suspect, who was arrested and was later handed over to the bribery commission for further investigations. Well, this is a wrap of lunchtime news for the day. Do join us again at 1:55 with the very latest.